Hey girl, welcome to the Farmhouse Scullery, where I share inspirational conversations for a homesteading wife. Content tailored for you to get you to feel inspired, empowered, and motivated to fall in love with yourself more. You can find me on all socials with the handle at the Farmhouse Scullery. Please keep on listening for today's rant.
Why, hello! Angharad here from the Farmhouse Scullery. I'm coming live from my brand new house. So I thought I would jump on and say hi because it has been like forever since I've done live and a whole lot's happened in my life. Firstly, we have mostly moved into our new house, so we have a couple of weeks left of our farming job and we're just going to and from the houses, unpacking, doing some farm work and stuff. So it's really excited to be getting into my new vibe. And I have enrolled in 3 courses I'm doing at the moment. Oh, hello everyone, sisters are in the house, hello. I've enrolled and invested in myself in 3 different courses at the moment, so I'm like hugely up-leveling and it's so exciting. And a week today, my new website is launching, which is gonna have some new programs on there. Sneaky release there. That wasn't meant to come out, but still. And like my coaching services and stuff like that on it, and I'm rebranding, so you'll get to see what that's all about when it comes out. And I have had the coolest conversations with people over the last few weeks. It's actually kind of insane how in theme they are. And so, oh, hello from Rarotonga. Yes, Rarotonga. I can't wait to go back there. So the theme has been around the 6 human needs, which Tony Robbins talks about, and also around commitment. So we've had these most epic conversations where like the coolest things have come out in the end. I was like, everyone's like, you need to tell other people about this. So here I am live explaining to you all about what these conversations I've been having with like so many people in the last couple of weeks. So the first thing is that I did a little bit of a rant on my stories the other day about it actually, how I changed my life from how it is now to how it used to be. And I said, well, the biggest key factor for me was investing in myself and a coach and also group coaching program. So I started with a group coaching program and then moved on to a personal coach. Same person as she was hosting it, but I invested in myself once I'd tested the waters. And I was really scared to commit into a group coaching program because in the past, I had definitely been a flake with my commitments and what I commit to and how much I show up. So if you're like this, give me some love hearts because nearly everyone that I've spoken to recently have troubles with this. They promise something and then they don't do it and they feel bad about it. So it's a vicious cycle. So you recommit and then it keeps on happening and you just can't seem to get over it. So the stepping stone for me was firstly realizing that I had been a flake in the past. Oh, there we go. There's the love hearts. Yeah, you're getting me. Yeah. Yeah. So I had to admit it and forgive myself in the past for not showing up for myself. And then secondly, I had to realize that where I am now, oh my gosh, so many love hearts, where I am now and where I want to be, the difference between those things is how I'm going to act. So I decided, what if this group coaching program that I'm investing in is a thing that's going to change my life? And the thing that could, and I knew this program had the potentiality of doing it because of what I've heard and the testimonies that people have said from working from this lady. It was phenomenal. And I was like, there's no way that it wouldn't work for me. But the only thing that I needed to do was commit. So I decided in that moment that I would change my actions, admit what I'd been in the past, forgive myself, and create some limitless beliefs around my commitment. So I would say things to myself like, I have an endless amount of perseverance available to me through God or through the universe, whatever you believe. So I would create limitless beliefs around a specific problem and a specific thought pattern that I was having. And that allowed me to show up in a new way because I had to decide that I was worth the time, the money, and everything to commit into my life and my future. So that was my decision. And from then I showed up to every live except one. So that's how the group program was hosted, was through Facebook Lives or Zoom Lives, which is like webinar lives. And so I showed up to every single one and my life was utterly transformed. I just sort of describe it as like a desperate, depressed rural housewife to like an aspiring entrepreneur following every single one of her dreams that she had in her childhood that she's like stuffed away in boxes because she was too scared to ever bring it out. And the way it makes me feel now is incredible. I have so much emotion in me right now, so I'm going to try not to cry, but I get to live my dream life just by the one catalyst was choosing to commit and believe in myself and show up for myself. So that was my rant about commitment. And the next thing which actually leads on to is Tony Robbins talks about this thing called the 6 human needs. Like basically I visualize it as a line of buckets and everyone has every single need. So we all have to fill these buckets, but there's top one, or you normally have a top 2. So they are certainty. So first one's certainty, non-certainty, non-certainty, significance, growth, love and connection, love/connection, it's 1, and contribution. So all of them are buckets and we always continually fill them, but we subconsciously, not normally consciously, what's being filled with them often is negative. They're either being filled in a positive or negative or neutral way, actually. So for me, I realized a couple of months ago that my biggest human need is growth. However, I always thought, firstly, not really knowing about this stuff, but I always thought that it was actually uncertainty. So I was sort of filling the bucket in sort of not the right way, but I also, this is going to sound insane, but the conversation I've had with people recently, when I talk about this, they realize that they've been filling their bucket in the most insane way ever, which is so counterproductive to their long-term goals. But certainly in the last 7 years, I have been focusing on trying to buy a farm that I never wanted, because I was filling my growth bucket, which was financial growth, like future growth for my family. It was growth in like a business sense and growth in like a significant sense, like owning my own farm. And I realized that for years I have been working towards, anyone who knows me personally, I have this massive spreadsheet of all the ways I can possibly buy a farm. Because I would go through every single scenario just to try and make it work, and it kept on not working, but I kept on pursuing. And it's only once I started my own business, the Farmhouse Scullery, and pursuing my own dreams, that I realized that I have been filling my bucket of growth, my top human need, with something that I didn't even want. But it's because it automatically gets filled. And some people, like for me, I used to smoke. I think my next one is certainty. So I know it's funny, right? It's like hilarious. And so many people I've spoken to have told me, like there's 2 women that I've spoken to recently, that their top bucket, so their top human need is uncertainty, and that is manifesting in their relationships and not long-term relationships, because they're either sabotaging them or going for the wrong guy to begin with, the guy who doesn't even want to be with them because they want change. And so they're just putting it that they want long-lasting relationships. Like, who doesn't? Like, I want a long-lasting career that I really love, but I didn't actually love farming, but I was still going after it because I was filling my bucket. So once you find your bucket and you know what it is, if you just Google search Tony Robbins 6 human needs, you're about to find, he's got like it's on YouTube. I think he's got a podcast about it that he's got like, half an hour of like how he really dives deep into like what they all are and to figure out which one you are. And once you find what it is, you'll be able to analyze yourself pretty easily. Like, it happens pretty quickly when I'm speaking to these women, and then you realize what you're filling your bucket with, and you can decide if it's positive, neutral, or negative. And if it is a negative way, like in my instance, you just go, okay, so you could Google how to fill a certainty bucket in a positive, human need in a positive way. But you literally just go, okay, so someone who desires certainty, which is me as well, I think that's my second one I'm still tossing out. My other second one is, certainty, I think, can often be filled by really bad habits. So like emotional eating, smoking, abusing your body, because it's like, well, certainly in my life, and I've heard a lot of people talk about this, that it can be quite easy. So I used to be addicted to smoking, certainly have had an eating problem nearly all of my life. And so I was able to strike off those things by once again going to my limiting belief and replacing them to limitless beliefs, that enabled me to change my thoughts, which changed my feelings, which changed my actions. But once you know what your bucket is doing, assess it, And then you can just literally choose to adopt some new practices into your life with certainty, especially on a lot of people with certainty. You can just literally decide to have a really strict morning routine where you get up and have a shower and do some journaling or go do some yoga or whatever it is, and fill your certainty bucket at the beginning of the day just like that. And you'll feel the other stuff drop away. The stuff that you're negatively filling your bucket with will just naturally drop away because the bucket will be relatively full. So I challenge you to go and have a look and see what your top 1 or 2 buckets are in your 6 human needs, and I'd love to know what you think they are. Even your gut feeling normally, like your initial response when you hear about them in detail, is normally pretty correct, but they also have a quiz on the Tony Robbins website too, which is like a 10-question quiz, which you can find out where your just top 1 is. And yeah, thank you very much for joining me, guys, and I will catch you again soon. Bye.
Thank you for tuning into this episode with the Farmhouse Scullery. I've loved having you here. You know what? If you have a friend that you think would gain some value from this week's episode, I would be over the moon if you would share it with them. And if you want to leave an honest review, that would be amazing. Let's stay connected in other ways. I'm on social media, Facebook and Instagram. My handle is @the Farmhouse Scullery. You can flick me a message, let me know what you liked about today's episode. I'm sending you so much love and happiness, and until next week, take care.